Hello everybody and welcome to Tanseyreviews.com. I am Tansey, Certified Specialist Wine and Sommelier / Beer Geek, Beer Nerd. Whole 9 yards, go to our website and check it out. We don't normally do a news portion, but we're going to do a news portion today because this awesome company called Canopy in Clayton, North Carolina said, hey man, we love your website and we want to make you a new logo. So stay tuned, we got a new logo, kind of a new skin for the website. I think it's going to be pretty neat. I also don't like to talk sports or anything like that because I like to stay neutral. However, the Steelers are playing this weekend, and we're going to be drinking out of these glasses that are a little bit dirty. I don't use the finest of cloths to clean my glasses, so just a little subtle throw out that I may or may not be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Let me just put this over here. Anyway, we have a special tasting for you today. Let's get down to the beer talk. 2 beers, we're not going to do them blindly. We have done Le Fin du Monde blind on the website. It is currently the highest rated beer on our website. We've never blindly done Duvel. Kind of hoping that'll get thrown in the mix at some point. But these are two super highly rated beers, 95 points and above from almost everybody, if not 99 points from some people. They make the top 100 wine enthusiast beer list every year, just tons of medals. And I saw them together and said, you know what, I think it would be fun to just kind of talk about these 2 beers and pair them together. These are 2 beers that you can find almost anywhere. You can go to a lot of different grocery stores or local beer shops and they're probably going to have these beers and you're not going to break the bank. You don't have to stand in line for, overnight to try to get your hands on the bottle. You can easily get your hands on these bottles and you can get them under $10. So let's go ahead and pour these beers. Both these beers are bottle fermented or bottle conditioned, which means that they just added yeast into the bottle after they bottled, and the yeast just continues to eat on the sugars. It continues to produce different flavors in the bottle, so the beer is alive, means that the carbonation inside is much like a sparkling wine, whereas there's secondary fermentation kind of taking place where the yeast is eating the sugars and then it's creating CO2, it's creating bubbles. So these aren't forced carbonated beers, meaning that when you pour these beers, you have to be careful and you have to pour them a certain way or you're just going to have a big spillover. Sometimes you'll see at restaurants that don't really pay too much attention, they might serve those in more of like a goblet style glass. That is not preferred. The actual glass that they should be served in is a tulip, and that is because you'll see when I pour these beers that they have to be poured a certain way. And even when you buy Duvel, you'll see on the packaging that it usually comes in and kind of tells you how to pour the beer. So let's go ahead and start. I don't even know which one to start with. I said we'll start with, we'll go left first. So we'll do the Duvel first. Classic beer. Duvel's been around. It's the Monde brewery. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. It's in Belgium. It's really close to Brussels, but it came to life in 1871. And then the actual Duvel beer itself, that's so iconic that most beer nerds all know this name. You've seen the bottles if you've gone into the stores. You've seen the price tag that comes with a lot of them. That name came after World War II. It was a celebration beer, and that's actually its original name was Victory beer. And then legend has it that some guy tasted it and was like, this is, one of the family members or one of the family friends of the Montgrats said, this is a devil of a beer, and so they named it Duvel, which is Flemish for devil. So let's go ahead and open it. Usually I've seen these with a cork, but now it's got a beer cap. By the way, if anybody has any fancy beer openers, we've been using this one for years. Feel free to give us recommendations. I've been using that one. I don't have any notes. This is just a blank white piece of paper. We're still, just to see the color of the beer. But let's go ahead and talk about pouring these beers since they are bottle conditioned. You want to kind of tilt your glass and just kind of let it run in there. You're going to get a lot of head. Let's see if I can even do this right. And as the beer kind of goes, you want to stop short. I am not a professional. I would not make it in Belgium. I'm touching the glass with my bottle. That's a big no-no. Actually, in Belgium, to even pour beer, you have to go through like a certain class to pour beer, and that would be, I would be embarrassed if somebody of Belgian descent saw me pour this beer because I totally did a terrible job on it. You'll see that it's just a big, fluffy, pillowy white head. Can you see that? And it's about 4 fingers, just a very lively beer. Sorry, my table's creaking. Did you see it? Whoopsies. But yeah, just golden, slightly hazy. And when you're pouring these beers, there's probably going to be a lot of sediment in the bottom of both these bottles, so you got to be so gentle. Also, temperature is a big deal when you get these beers. I would say if you buy them right off the shelf, throw them in the freezer for maybe 5 minutes, not very long, but you want to serve these beers at cellar temperature, which is usually around that 55-degree mark. A lot of times we're serving beers at like 32 degrees right out of your refrigerator. But if it's been in your refrigerator for a while, take it out for 10 minutes and then pour it. That'll kind of get it closer. Not room temperature, but we want to be around that 55-degree mark. So really nice golden color. It's really kind of a pretty beer with, again, it's just white as white can be. Hey, there's no off color in that at all. Just really cool looking beer. It's always exciting to drink really highly rated beer. You know what? I'm even just going to pour the other one now since we're already in the pouring mode, and we'll just look at them together equally. Let's see if we can do this. And this one has a cage. When you're doing that, when you're messing with anything with a cage and a cork, same with sparkling wine, you always want to keep your thumb over the cork because you don't want this cork to fly off and hit somebody. It can be kind of dangerous. This beer is called Le Fin du Monde. It's French for the end of the world. It's a Canadian beer. We gave this beer 100 points blindly, and what a fantastic bottle of beer it was. And the exciting thing about Le Fin du Monde is, one, you can find it all over the United States, and it's only like $6.99, $7.99, and just so inexpensive and such a great beer. So one of our favorites. We really enjoy it. 9% alcohol. I think the Duvel is close to 9%. Yeah, 8.5%. So high alcohol content beers. Let's go ahead and cork it. Oh, goodness. All right. Sometimes if you cork these things too fast, you'll kind of get a little spillover out of the bottle. Again, we're going to pour the Le Fin du Monde the exact same way. Am I saying that right? You lived in France for a while.
Le Fin du Monde.
Le Fin du Monde. And we'll see that the head of this beer is just a little different. Both of these are golden ales, Belgian triple, Belgian strong ales, triple ales, golden ales. They're same classification of beer, but you'll see, look at the color in both of them. Completely different colors. One is a deep gold, almost like a Pittsburgh Steelers, the pants kind of gold, and the other one is maybe like the Pittsburgh Pirates, kind of the yellow, more yellowish gold. But sorry, I don't want to be giving any clues on who I'm rooting for tomorrow. But you'll see the head on both of them are different. I'll pour a little bit more of the Duvel in here. The Duvel. I always just butcher that name too. But you can kind of see the difference in the head of both of these beers. So cool. Sorry I'm nerding out. Probably boring the mess out of you. Alright, let's go ahead and give them a little sniff. Oh, so typical to Belgian style beers. They use their own unique yeast. Belgium is just such a cool place for beer making. It really is a fact that Belgium is one of the greatest beer producing regions in the planet Earth. They've done so well. They're so unconventional with the way they do things. They have their own yeast strain, and they put so much meticulous care into the stuff that they produce. And so on the nose, it's kind of got that farmhouse aroma. If you ever had any farmhouse style ales, it's just kind of just a little bit of sourness. Almost if you can imagine what the inside of a banana peel would taste like versus the banana. So just peel a banana and kind of crack it open. Maybe if it's still a little bit green even and you smell that, that is exactly kind of what that Belgian sour farmhouse ale kind of brings to you. They just smell so good, so floral, so very aromatic. I mean, just the smell alone on these beers is so much fun. And then on the Le Fin du Monde, the biggest difference is where this is more farmhouse ale. This has got some more of this kind of almost like a caramel kind of candy apple smell going on to it with the banana. But there is just this sweet kind of caramelly malt thing going on. Just again, utterly subtle, very faint hints of these. So let's go ahead and taste both of them. And again, both of these are 95. I think the Le Fin du Monde is 96 points beer advocate. The Duvel is 95 points beer advocate. The Duvel is about $10. The Le Fin du Monde is about $8. And they're just really fantastic beers to drink. So well balanced, so perfect. The minerality that comes out of these is just extraordinary from the Duvel. Just really, the finish is so mineral, just so mineral and clean. Like maybe It's kind of hard to explain because I'm not like a water expert, but if you've ever just had really good spring water, and that's kind of the refreshing taste that you get from this, some versus like Dasani, where it's just, the water is almost a little sulfury, but this is just clean and crisp with a little hint of sourness, a little of that green banana peel going down. Cannot taste the alcohol at all, and it's just refreshing. I mean, you could drink this in the summer, you could drink it in the winter. It's just a perfect balanced beer. Probably if I had to choose an occasion, I would say springtime, or even before a ball and you're dressed up in a tuxedo, something like that. I would definitely, just such a classy beer. Let me go ahead and taste a little Fin du Monde. Both these beers are just so chock full of flavor, but tasting them together, which I've never done, is so cool because I still think the Le Fin du Monde is 100 points. We gave it 100 points blind, and I'm sticking with that right now because there is just worlds of flavor. There's almost everything in here. A little bit of salted peanut, a little bit of candy apple, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of banana, mango, tropical. I mean, we could go on and on. I think anybody that tastes this beer would have something different. The Duvel is so good and so clean, but there is this just farmhouse sourness to it that is beautiful and awesome. But again, the finish on the Duvel is just a little bit shorter. And I've had the West Berlin and very high, other 100-point beers, and still think that nothing can, the fact that Le Fin du Monde is only like $7 or $8, and the fact that this beer is only $10, I mean, that's crazy. I think the West Berlin was, we didn't have to pay for it, but it was $99 a 6-pack, I believe. And we were so fortunate to have somebody donate that to us, so really cool. We appreciate that. But if you guys got it on the market, get out there and try these beers. Fantastic value. Remember, guys, there's a time and a place for beer, wines, and spirits. It's up to you to find them. Until next time, guys, cheers.